Dragons just had me make coffee because this is going to be a long one. You know what I like about the Cobra Head initiations, at least for now, is I feel sharp as a sword. My energy is astute, clean, and clear. And I do not feel like I'm living in a fog of haze. I feel sober and grounded and just ready to do it. Like lightning almost. That's the Night Fury initiations. So this is 12 initiations of mastery. This was one of my favorite classes that came through with Star. I think I did design stuff for Selena. I was like, what is this class? And then Star had David Brustol come in and have me do it with David to get my teaching certified on this one. So it seems simple. It's like writing a light language grid, but it has impact that will last for a decade in your brain, maybe longer, depending on if you got the lesson or not. These initiations shifted my reality. I didn't even understand how willy-nilly I was treating it until about 5 years later, actually until recently. So you want to have an established sacred reverence to this. You should have as much reverence for this, at least, as writing a light language grid. At least. Especially like a 144 or a master cube. Think of each initiation like a master cube on yourself. I spent a lot of time researching the Enochian magic. And we were putting the Enochian magic into the grids for this class. So that there's much more grounded, real reverence to this process. Eventually, I'd like to do this on like a physical level and have all the different scepters. And then have some, not that I would give it to the person, but I'd let them be robed or dressed in it. And then sit and then receive the initiation. Something along that lines. And then it would be a shared library or closet that all the students could pull from. It would be a beautiful process. So there are 2 documents. I'm going to put this doc, the 12 Initiations Manual. Star wants me in the ethers to put each one on an emerald tablet, like on the pearl. And so that you can choose and read through. That's going to be a lot of work, but it will be well worth it. Until that grid comes in, I will be doing, I think I may do a separate, like an where it actually looks like the emerald tablet for each of the crowns, each of the scepters, each of the lights, and then I'll have some kind of icon. I did the graphic design for Selena, and then that was really simple and too easy, but something like that, that's with the emerald tablet. So we have crowns. That's the first thing we start with. Next is I can just go scroll down to the bottom. The robe, the ring, the scepter, the shield, the tunic, the breastplate, the book, the sword, the gloves, the light, that's like the magic light, and then the footwear. It seems like the only thing that's missing from this are the pants. Maybe it should be the 13 initiations of mastery. Maybe we'll write in the pants. I don't know how to do that yet, because this was Star's class. So if I write in the pants, what I'll do is I'll just do another video and then do part 2. All right, I'm gonna pause this and finish my toast, and then I'll get back to you. I love feeling the fall winds, smelling them, and feeling them come in. This is my favorite time of year. This is magic year. Fall, for me, is when I open spiritually and receive all of God's crazy, crazy downloads. I get so ungrounded. I don't know what's the astral plane and the physical plane. And this happens after the harvest moon musing, and then lasts until about mid-November. The harvest moon usually sets the stage, and then I do another Kundalini explosion, and then learn 5 million new things. But I don't have the groundedness to, like, they're like pieces of the puzzle that have been downloaded, but I don't know where to put them in reality. So by end of November, I start to ground, and then by December, I start to feel normal again. By Christmas time, I'm like, good, grounded, get back to work, computer, physical reality. This has been going on and on for 12 years. It does not change. So I call it Fairy New Year, because it's everything my soul wants to push through and remind me about, even if the matrix reality makes me shut it down and repress it every year, just so I can exist and survive. It's kind of a miserable way to live. So maybe this year we're going to do it gracefully, because I have a Kabbalah class to teach. So the crowns. You should have the document downloaded. Try not to print it off if you can, or print it on recycled paper if you have to. I will be reading everything out loud. just so you can understand the download, and whatever is triggered energetically or sounds right or looks right is probably the one that's coming through. If you have to decide between one or another and you can't choose, do something like God's 2 cents and like clean it up. Do something and trust God, or do a tarot read on it, but do it real quick, real fast. The idea that you're going to think over and over and over about what you're going to choose wastes time and life. So, Star likes, every initiation lasts at least as long as Star says, or longer. Remember, I am a dragon queen, so every initiation is there until you learn the lesson. I'm going to go over the quick list, and then I will read each of them. The Hestia crown, Prometheus crown, Curates crown, or Curates crown, Irid clown. Clown, why am I doing it? Because these ones suck. That's why I'm doing it. Clown, Curates crown, Irid crown, Sekhet crown, Rahula crown, Vyasha crown, Zoroaster crown, Hermes crown, Muspelheim crown, Ptah crown. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation on any of these. And then the Job crown. I will tell you the 2 I did the most were the Job crown and the Hermes crown. Binds you. So, I will start with Hestia. It's Hesta, but I say Hestia. I think that's not the Egyptian goddess. It's the Greek goddess Hestia. This crown is an expression of the feminine principle on the physical plane. Use this crown when you need to cultivate the art of receiving on all physical levels. This crown can be used to collect what is due to you. To use this crown, put your 2 hands, no, I'm not going to do how to do it. We're just going to go over the definitions. For my new initiation, I am choosing the Hestia crown. That doesn't mean you should. It means me, because I am now calling in to receive on all physical levels everything that needs to get done for the planet. Like everybody's money, time, resources, energy to biggest little farm the planet and build the Hogwarts. Everything that needs to get done everything that needs to get done to clean up the ocean, etc. It's a service. That's where that crown does very good. Next, Prometheus crown. The crown of Prometheus aids in the descent of the ego and clears the illusions of the physical plane. This crown helps you keep a grounded grip on reality and your true self. I just hear Star going, I need this one right now. This is really good if you've spent your life building yourself up and you need to move into a new, more grounded, mature version. To be more like a sword instead of in fairy build-up land. Charlie's very Promethean. Brick building, brick building, brick building. This helps you detach from the idea of wealth, because what's in or relationships, because what's in somebody's bank account or what they own isn't necessary. It's an illusion. Most of those people are in debt, and the planet is about to die. So their wealth is illusory. It doesn't count. It's usually rarely even of service. So it's not going to be productive, or they might be philanthropists doing work that's unsustainable. So at that, again, more illusory work. So the Prometheus crown is really good to get a grounded grip on reality. Curita's crown. I'm laughing here because there's something really ironic and funny and irreverent coming through, and I don't know what it is. The Curitas is the crown of creative power. Curitas streamlines emotions into creative energies, collecting and guarding your creative powers. It also brings your higher qualities in harmony with yourself. That sounds good. Everybody in Hollywood has to wear a Curita's crown. I think that's why it's the Curita's clown. They're there to be of divine service and a voice for higher intelligence and creativity. And it's perverse. It's demonic. When you are a master, you can just start throwing this stuff at people. Until then, you can ask other masters to do it for you. Or you can pray for their highest karmic good, and that's okay too. irid crown. This is the other one where I was thinking it's clown. This is the crown of faith and the product of aspiration. Use this crown to anchor, purpose, and to motivate yourself. Use this crown. I'm getting the download that this is the crown that the Catholic Church and the Dalai Lama now have to wear. And all of it. Use this crown in community and in group meetings to speak the unsaid. The white elephants. Be a voice for those that don't even have them. So if you were my student and you're a dragon witch, you might have already learned these lessons. They might still be relevant. I call this the Sekhmet crown. No, this is the Sekhmet crown. Hathor Sekhmet crown. But she said Sekhet crown. So that sounds like suck it. The Sekhet crown, the Sekhmet crown, is the crown of consciousness that brings you to the state of nirvana. That sounds very much like Hathor and Sekhmet. This crown helps you enjoy all of your physical and spiritual possessions. It sounds just like it's Sekhmet in Sekhmet was the first incarnation of Hathor, and then would go kill all the humans, and then they turned her into Hathor. That's one storyline of it. Because, you know, all the humans were demons, and so she was purifying the lands of Egypt. And so they turned her into the cow goddess afterwards instead. And I think there's a version where it's like, she's Hathor in the day and then Sekhmet at night. Bringing Egyptian magic back to planet Earth is going to be fun. Not funny, but fun. This crown gives you entrance into the state of miracles. This crown is rimmed in gratitude and service. So even as Hathor being a panther hunting, cat killing people, it was a planetary service and divine. All right. So then we have Rahula crown, and then all I hear is Radha, like Krishna and Radha. And this is light knowledge. The Rahula is the crown of knowledge and light. When worn, it dispels doubt, sorrow, and depression. So if you're too sad, like you don't have Lucifer like making you laugh every day, this, and like you're also still feeling the state of the planet on top of it, then this is a good way to balance the energy. When worn, it dispels doubt, sorrow, and depression. Use this crown to share knowledge with strangers and to bring light into foreign lands. Use this crown wisely, for its effects are powerful. This is a good light worker's crown. If what I am is too heavy for any of you, the Radha Krishna energy is pretty nice. The Vyasha crown. I was going to say it's the Akasha crown. It is the crown of systems of systems. It lets you understand the scheme of things. Sounds like the Akasha crown to me. And the process and cycle of manifestation for each particular object. This works for your ethereal qualities as well as material things. This would be a good one for me also, but it's just like another way for me to be smarter, and I need to be manifesting things instead. Watch people closely while wearing this crown. When you watch people closely while wearing that, you'll begin to understand their idiosyncrasies. You'll see their patterns versus their soul and be able to see the discernible difference. You'll understand what about them is acceptable and what needs to be broken. The point of mastery is that you are a human whisperer and that you're there to break people's bad patterns and understand that their patterns are not them. They're the things that are getting in the way of their higher soul life. This is a challenge. It's just like being a parent and a kid throwing a temper tantrum and wanting to spit stuff in your guys' face. I hate you, and like that, and you're like, I'm gonna throw you on the bed, and then you don't let them get you down, but like you can discern between them and their pattern. I'm fun with kids. Kids don't faze me. Adults faze me. It's easy to throw a kid around. It's not as easy to throw an adult around. All right, Zoroaster crown, or the Zoroaster crown, is the crown for discernment of the lower nature. When wearing this crown, your understanding, destiny, and karma is clearer. I hear Lucy going, I'm going to wear that one. So Lucy's going to do this. This crown helps you understand the true desire and nature of yourself and others. So I like Zoroaster as in like the animal self, the zoo self. All right, the Hermes crown. This was my favorite. I wore it for a decade, 5 years since I did this class. 2013. I did the Job crown and the Hermes crown. Hermes is the crown of communication between the higher and the lower natures of the spirit. So Hermes understood how to balance the light with the dark. So if you're going to work with Hermes energy, you have to understand Lucifer and Dino Star. And you have to understand planet Earth and God. And then how to balance them and walk between without being phased. Excuse me. It's a tricky energy. Hermes is a trickster. But Hermes is not bad. Hermes is a god of service. Charlie wants to do the Hermes crown. All right. Choose this crown if patterns and blocks rule your life. The Hermes energy was what came through for the Free Willy hunger strike. That whole hunger strike was a Hermes magic. It didn't matter if anyone thought I was crazy. It was a Hermes thing coming through. And how I knew this, the signs coming through, Hermes, is you'll see the black and white checkers everywhere. On everybody's shoes, you'll see the flags, you'll see the everything, black and white checkers. The Halloween before, I saw a human completely covered, even with the face, in the black and white checkers. So I knew everything. I was at the finish line, and it's like Hermes coming through. This crown shows the differences and similarities in actions and fine-tunes the way you manifest in your life. You're just going to get smarter. MUSE Spellheim crown. MUSE Spellheim is the crown of purification. A perfect crown for a therapist. It can be used to deal with addictions, patterns, and long-term problems. MUSE Spellheim assists in the healing and replacing the addictions with positive qualities. I am giving this to Elijah. This is a potent crown. Use it sparingly. Ptah crown. Ptah is the crown of communications. Ptah opens your mouth to using the highest forms of communication and lets your words create your own image. What you say creates a mirror of you. This crown leads in its capacity to maximize your unspoken communications. This should be Charlie's crown over the other one. Spielberg. this will be for you. My students can choose their own. Man. The job crown. Job is the crown of perfection. Be careful with this. This crown removes strife and suffering for yourself and others. Yes, in a Mother Mary full of grace kind of way. It turns you into Cinderella. So you're still suffering, but you heal your own karma through that suffering. Job brings a new idea. It's the personal assistant crown. Yeah, like that. Job brings in new ideals. It rids you of your negative idiosyncrasies. Please understand you must have mastered whatever you are doing before you can wear this crown. This crown, like, oh God, if I wore this crown time traveling, that would be a bad idea. Even mental time travel. All right. So the job crown is going to turn you into a Cinderella. It's all Hesed energy. That's the mastery energy. Where you're so obedient, you go, yes, master, to everything. Because you're just there to learn. That's why it's the crown of perfection. All right? When I see any of you guys in a state of Hesed about anything, maybe you guys can get the job crown. Most of you guys can't even handle netsuck. So think about it, or replay the video, or read, and then either get the download of what you want, and then get the download of what you need, and see if they're the same. And then do the God's 2 cents or the tarot on it. The ones I've chosen for other people, it tapped out. The ones I've chosen for other people, that's what you get. You've done nothing to deserve anything better. All right, robes. Asvin's robe. I'm hearing heals Asperger's, and I want to know why. So I'm trying to read it. It's going to balance some energy. In so much as this robe is worn by a warrior, much training and discipline precedes putting it on. Just as wars are not won by a single individual, Wearing this robe enables one to establish alliances and to facilitate cooperation. That makes total sense for why it balances Asperger's. It's really cool. Autism spectrum. I am not PC, by the way, and I'm never going to pretend to be. Atlanta robe. The thing is that I don't say it with a stigma, and that's the point. Atlanta robe. Seeking to promote an idea, way of life, or a teaching. Wear this robe. Subtle influences on the mass subconscious mind are obtained, which later materialize into third dimension reality. If you can visualize it in your mind's eye, it will occur. So this is, I feel star wanting this too. This is the Move a Mountain robe. This was not what was chosen for me, by the way, but it could serve my purpose. Atia robe, or Atia robe. This is the red robe of action. If it is time to do something and all the plans have been laid, put on this robe. Let the chips fall where they may. It is time to spin the wheel and let the universe reorder your life. Remember, indecision itself is a decision. So I just see the 8 of Cups card from the Morgan Greer deck, because she that's a she. She is wearing the robe of renunciation. The Atia robe. It's pretty funny. All right. Here is mine. Maybe that's the one Elijah needs, the Atia, but we'll see. The Athena robe. This is the one that was chosen for me. By putting on this robe, you take on beauty. Beauty, not so much as the world judges it, but by serene inner beauty. Special eyes are needed to perceive this beauty. Discernment is needed, and in the eye of the beholder is the truth of this robe. And then I added fairy sense, silver star. So that's the Athena, goddess of love and war. Let's get out of our spiritual dogmas. Astarte robe. This is the philosopher's robe. The lover of thought and self-expression is benefited by wearing this robe. Mental manipulations and cleverness have no use here. This is the one God is choosing for Elijah. It's coming in. You know how I know it's God? Because the energy is getting real hard, real fast. And it's forcing it on my face. It's not like little fairy bubbles. No, it's like, look at that. And then that's it. All right. Only succinct concise philosophies come from wearing this robe. That's it. The Asita robe. Female aspects are magnified and intensified in wearing this robe. Wear it if you are ready and receptive to receive all that the universe has to offer. Pay attention to what comes at you on your left side. So Netzach, right? Be willing to accept what already is yours. If you bet, let it be. This is really good if you're a woman and you're stuck in Hode and you need to get back into your dark divine femme. And then it goes, oh, I know how to detach and go into the yin. So go into that Maleficent-y energy. That's excellent. Sometimes we get really bogged down, like living this crap matrix, because we have to balance something in our bodies and our system. So if you're taking this class and you've graduated Hode, you've done the work, and you've done things like even doing the Candy Crush and watching all the movies, and you've done the work, you've done the meditations, you've even taken a symbolic logic class and passed it, and you're like, okay, I got Hode is good. The Asita robe coming through will just be redundant. That's funny. There is a shadow component that if you go so masculine, it's because you were so feminine. You were so obedient to just letting yourself be a man, do the man's job. It's pretty awesome. The Asso robe. This is the storyteller's robe. It gives one the ability to put concepts and truths into parable form so that they may be passed down unchanged for generations. It also gives the one wearing it attention of all who hears his voice. And all I hear is Elijah going, it's the asshole robe. Why? You need to be a shaman or a deep spiritual philosopher or thinker for this robe to be beautiful. Thanks for your astral body saying that this is the asshole robe. You have to have something really profound to say for this to not be the asshole robe. The arrows robe. Choose to wear the arrows robe when words no longer have effectiveness. This also could work for, this should work for little Patricia. I'm going to call you PB and J because I like, there's a healing in it too. Okay. It's PB and Justice. There's a lot of good that comes with this nickname. I like to give nicknames because they come with a magic attached. So the arrows, like the silence and swiftness of an arrow, this robe brings home your intention. Clear intention and firm purpose are benefits of putting on this robe. Others respect and understand your direct communication. You don't have to have it, but it would be really good if you did. Anagamin robe. When you need to boost your vitality, this is the robe of choice. This is the one for Charlie. Extraneous desires and things of lesser import give way to boosted energy use for magnanimous projects. At the end of the day, you still have energy, and little sleep is required. Accomplishment is your middle name. Charlie's a sloth, so this would be good to get Charlie up and moving. It's a good balance shift. We still like to just sleep, though. The almsgiving robe. Lucy says this one's for him. Investment is the word for the wary. I like how I read some of this wrong, but it's not reading it wrong, it's reading it right. Investment is the word for the one wearing the almsgiving robe. As action follows thought, so does the return interest follow selfless giving. Happiness is the byproduct of knowing that you are in the flow and sync with the universe. You guys have to understand, Lucy's a master. So the grace robe. Wearing this robe lets all things work together for the highest good. I feel star putting on this one. Even when the circumstances appear bleak. The end results and synchronicity of it all will be amazing. The one who wears the grace robe is truly blessed. And then it has a high priestess of the silver star grid on it. It sparkles silver and gray. It's gray with sparkly silver. So it's just love. That would have been my second choice. Gratitude robe. Wearing the gratitude robe completes the cycle, bringing completion to your projects. The air around a truly gracious person tingles with energy. No sooner do you desire something than it appears. This robe makes you thankful for small as well as large favors. Spielberg. So we've got 6 people. I'm using Elijah and Spielberg and Star along with Charlie and Lucy as examples. You can see who they are. They're all public, except for Charlie's not so much. They're known. You can see their lives. You can see their energy. And you can see what they need. and what they need to work on, and why it might be a healing. So this is a class, it's a teaching vehicle. So that's the point. The rings. There is a secondary teaching with the rings. Which finger is it going to go on? When I did this class, with being able to teach it with David Brestol, Star made it was so cruel. It was so cruel, but it was perfect. But I just I've lived my entire life being somebody's slave and personal assistant, and just constantly, just always doing everything. So I did the dolphin ring, and she made me put on my giving details, as if I didn't give enough details as it was. I'm like, I'm the kind of person that details a car better than the professional. But what she really got me, that's the hunger strike. That was the building the Kali Isis temple. It was so hyper detail oriented. My mind blew into a guru. Okay. So the fingers that you put it on is part of the magic. Direction. No, flexibility. Sorry. It's direction for me. For you guys, it's flexibility. For you guys, it's flexibility, okay? Like, how flexible can you guys be? For me, God's given me the thumbs up. Direction. Rebellion. Commitment. Details. All right. You'll love what I got for this one. The dragons got it too. Just think that they have their own version. The rings. The rings of power, right? The snake's ring. As a ring represents commitment, the act of wearing this ring commits you to change, transformation, and healing. These changes come in both your internal and your internal worlds. And worlds is plural because there are multi-dimensions and lifetimes sometimes with all of you crazy people. So sometimes you have fragmented contexts of this lifetime and that life. So different worlds of yourself. Until they begin to blend because you become more masterful. The commitment is to Source, God, and to all that you are, into all that are in your presence. So it's a commitment to the planet Earth, to all the people on the planet Earth, to everyone's that's affected by what happens on planet Earth, and then also to God. Keep this commitment with integrity, and you shall not want for anything in life. Rebirth will follow with an initiation to wisdom. I want to say this is the one that Elijah needs real bad. But I don't want to put the cart before the horse. The wolf ring. The wolf ring holds the family and community together in all their actions and interactions. Someone who will soon be a leader usually wears the wolf ring. The wolf ring teaches us about boundaries and skills in a competitive environment. The wolf ring will make you a guardian to the spirit of community. So I'm going to give this one to Kit Harington. I didn't even calculate the Stark thing. I was just like, your responsibility is to create Hogwarts on the planet. Even if it's just for actors and artists. Divine slave. Owl ring. This is the one I was given. I've spent most of my life wearing the dragon ring or the dolphin ring. Maybe I did the coyote. I don't know. I can't remember. Wear this ring to handle all with deep wisdom. Owl ring wearers collect data before acting and use that info wisely. The owl works within the realms of what is a mystery to bring the magical aspects of data to the realms of silent wisdom. Wear this ring if you talk too much. This should be the owl ring on I give fuck you rebellion to everyone on the planet. This is the receiving, the left hand. The giving is the right hand. So Elijah will give commitment with the snake's ring. Kit will give commitment to the wolf ring or direction. Direction feels more solid. Unless Kit is gonna attack the rest of the Knights Templar initiates. That would be the middle ring. You can attack from this one too. All right. The dolphin ring. The dolphins bring an intelligence that is outside the realm of humans. Connecting to dolphins brings the power of sound into your being. This ring brings it with the capacity to alter your consciousness. Know that you may become a sacred messenger to others. That's what started to me. Be mindful. It's the Mother Mary grid. The sacred femme hesed energy. When I say be mindful, I'm not a fear mongerer, but these things will play a huge role in your life. These initiations. The bear ring. On that note, if Elijah wants to change his robe, he needs to actually learn the lesson. And I'd have to see it. The bear ring. The bear brings medicine to all that he encounters. This is Charlie. Wearing this ring will show... Charlie doesn't want it. Wearing this ring will show you how to gather and store energy for the time you will need it in large quantities. Large capacities for discernment and discrimination come with this ring. It's Charlie's ring. Which finger do you want it? Which finger do you want it on, Charlie? All right. The coyote ring. I feel Star wanting this one. The coyote ring can make you a legend. Be aware that these legends will come from the wisdom that your folly creates with others. This ring is for people who are way too serious in life. She's not that serious, though. Wear this ring to humbly teach others through their vices. This is very Lucifer energy, too. As if you can point out their vices in funny ways. So like how I do the DCP comedy thing, like that's the coyote energy. It's a really good energy. I'm looking at the dragon ring, and that's what Charlie wants. Charlie is a dragon. It's like a human wanting the human ring. It's weird. The eagle ring. The eagle ring lets you know the connection of spirit to all that you handle. Okay, my brain calculated that. The eagle's vision is 8 times greater than man's. So expect to see things you have never noticed before. Events will fly faster and closer to spirit as they unfold from new heights. This is also a very Archangel Michael energy. Solar plexus. Okay. Solar plexus is sight. Seeing things from a distance. Eyes like a hawk. Very similar. Okay. Eagles are also like not nice at all. Eagles will push goats off of cliffs. Sad, but it's true. Eagles will like fight with foxes. Like if you've seen the Archangel Michael, like the eagle went to get its prey and the fox was at the prey also, and the eagle picked up the prey and then carried the fox like up, 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 up all at once. It was insanity. I've never seen anything like that. So they're strong. Eagles also like to let their children kill each other so that only one remains. Just remember, the eagle is kind of a dick. We don't have a crow ring, do we? No, just the owl. Maybe we can make one. Maybe not. Maybe we're gonna just work from this one. The dragon ring. I feel Charlie and Lucy are like mine. The dragon protects the treasures of the magic stored in your soul and the souls of others. To release this magic, you learn to use your mouth as if your words could burn or heal someone. Sometimes that's the same. This ring is for the mature soul who is ready to deal with life. So this is the dragon magic that both Lucy and Charlie get. The cat ring. Wear the ring that brings independence and longevity. Even though you will not be predictable, you will be graceful. Things that are hidden in the dark will become apparent to you. Cats bring magic and mystery to your life. If Charlie was the dog, Lucifer's the cat. And that's the difference between them. But they're not dogs or cats. They're dragons. But the archetypal energy is different. The frog ring. Transform your physical to live in a new environment comes with this ring. The holder that has links to both water and land. The ability to control the weather and make any place home makes this an important ring. The lion ring. The power of the sun comes through the lion to change those gloomy attitudes. Is this Spielberg again? The lion has the ability to become the king of the jungle. This ring binds you to leadership by presence. Wearing this ring to cultivate your creativity and leadership. That's for Spielberg. The rabbit ring. A rabbit ring will bring abundance and new life into your energies. Sensitivity, virtue, and ambition are increased in the wearer. Good luck rallies around your ambitions as you make great leaps and hops. The rabbit is undersold. Okay. There's bait magic here in the rabbit. It's fertility. In the tortoise and the hare, it's kind of an unworthy teaching of rabbit magic. It's good on the tortoise, and it's a great morality tale. But the rabbit is how to undersell and overdeliver. Sensitivity, virtue, and ambition are increased in the wearer. So the ambition is the rabbit. Think of the pink Energizer bunny. Just keeps going and going and going. It's very close to Malkuth. It's the Malkuth animal, the original one from the Hermetic lineage. So that rabbit is the survivor. I always said, even if I was a dragon queen, crazy, hostile, Khaleesi style, I would still save the bunnies. Survival. And get the job done, too. I mean, I said I'd become a dragon queen just to save the bunnies. The real ones. All right. I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to section off as part 2.